Hey YouTube, what's up? It's CS back here with another installment, and here's my review for UFC 148, Silva versus Sonnen 2. Alright folks, this wound up being a rather interesting night of fights. Taking a look at this 11-fight card, probably the longest 11-fight card ever. Only 3 fights ended up in a finish, including the main event of course, but Demian, Maia, and Chad Mendes winning their bouts via TKO as well, via the body, if you know what I mean. I'll get to that later. Damn. Kind of impressive. Props to those guys for holding it down the first round. Dang. But yeah, let's just start off at the main event like we usually do. Anderson Silva beating Chael Sonnen in the rematch for the middleweight championship, of course. But yeah, what can I say? Anderson Silva defending his title for the 10th time straight. Yeah, best of all time. Crazy. You know, Chael Sonnen easily the only guy to come relatively close to, just beating this guy. Chael Sonnen had about 3 minutes to just survive a triangle, and he didn't. That came back to bite him, in their first fight. And then in this fight, we're like, okay, Chael, is he going to get submitted? Is he going to actually get knocked out? He actually got knocked out. Now, I just did not picture Chael Sonnen losing on defeat because I thought he was hard as a motherfucker, and he would just, take shots on his way to getting takedowns and then getting submitted. That's really what I thought would happen. Anderson Silva, though, apparently it's harder than that, you know what I'm saying? Of course, Chael Sonnen missed that, that spinning back fist, landed on his ass, got kneed, and then got finished off with more punches eventually, sometime later, and then Evil Bean stopped it, early stoppage. Yeah, I did not picture Chael Sonnen getting finished by strikes like that. I thought that he'd weather some of that storm and then just grab a leg and just drag Silva down. That definitely wasn't the case, so solid win for Anderson Silva for being persistent. However, it definitely was assisted in that second round. He was definitely told not grab shorts. He kept doing it at the other side, with his other hand that Evil Bean couldn't see. So part of Evil Bean's ignorance is why Anderson Silva won this fight for sure. However, Chael Sonnen, did look a little sloppier in that second round in terms of getting the takedown. His level changes weren't very good. I'm not sure if he was going to get it in that round. So definitely, he was definitely not the better man there. Let Anderson Silva capitalize, and Anderson Silva did. So yeah, solid win for Silva. Nice looking TKO. First finished Chael Sonnen by strikes in years. Maybe 10. I'm not sure. But yeah, rather impressive stuff right there. I want to see Anderson Silva retire personally. I don't think he owes the middleweight division anything else. I don't think GSP wants to move up to face him. I don't think he personally wants to move up to face John Jones or anyone else in the light heavyweight division. I'm not sure if he feels like making that cut. He's really comfortable at 185, and real talk, do Munoz and Weidman have a chance at him? I don't think so, so yeah, I think he pretty much smokes everyone in that division. We've seen it time in and time again, so definitely the best kickboxer in MMA, if you're asking me. Not in terms of background, but in terms of how he works for MMA. To defend Chael Sonnen takedowns and get some strikes off, that's rather impressive. So, crazy win by Anderson Silva. What's next for Chael Sonnen, though? Chael Sonnen, again, one of the best MMA wrestlers out there. He pretty much beats everyone else in the division without a submission game. So, yeah, he'll beat, Mark Munoz. He'll beat Chris Weidman. When I mean submission game, I mean a submission game from, guard and shit. So, yeah, luckily for Chael Sonnen, he doesn't have to go through Demian Maia anymore because he's in welterweight as of this card. So, yeah, Chael Sonnen might be able to make another title run. Who knows? But not sure if the UFC wants to go that way with him immediately. Maybe they make a match with Chael Sonnen versus the winner of, Munoz-Weidman. Who knows? We'll see. Now, of course, he was supposed to face Munoz, so that's definitely a possibility if Chael faces the winner of that. So there's a number of matches you can make for Chael, and maybe we see a third fight between these guys. Who knows? But as of yesterday, Anderson Silva for the win, TKO. And now let's move on to that co-main event between Tito Ortiz and Forrest Griffin. Now, I personally thought Forrest Griffin won that fight. I think he was definitely more active throughout the 3 rounds. Throwing a lot of leg kicks, throwing a lot of combinations, although they weren't exactly, hurting Tito Ortiz. He was just straight up scoring, It wasn't exactly point fighting, but it was what Forrest Griffin usually does. It's just, he's just going to be in your face. He's going to do his best. It's just he ain't going to put you out, but he deserves some pointage for that. However, Tito Ortiz knocking down Forrest Griffin, twice, one in round 1 and one in round 3, I believe. You know, you gave him those rounds. I can't hate on that. You know, fuck, man, you got knocked down. Plus, you got taken down too. Forrest Griffin did. So yeah, if you thought Tito won, I really can't hate on that. You know, however, when he wasn't doing something massively offensive like a takedown or knocking Forrest down, he was getting lit up with kicks, some combinations. So yeah, because of that, I had to go with Forrest in this fight. But if you pick Tito, that's okay, not a problem. You know, in the end, I mean. Now, Forrest Griffin, what's next for him? You know, he ain't that good. You know, he doesn't beat anyone in the top 10, in my opinion. And maybe some other guys in the outside the top 10, I'm not sure if he beats. Like, I can name a couple guys he doesn't beat outside the top 10. You know, Thiago Silva, if you don't think he's in the top 10. Friggin' Glover Teixeira. Who else? James DeHuna. You know, I just don't think Forrest Griffin's that good, personally. And he acted like a little bitch at the end, fucking, you know, running out of the ring on, like, I just got some knocked out by Anderson Silva shit. But whatever, you know, Dana told him to come back because he thought he won, and he did. So, yeah, Forrest Griffin doing some crybaby shit, not cool. Tito Ortiz, you know, kept his composure after the fight. You know, props to him, happy trails. You know, I don't know. I'd be, like, real pissed off if, like, the opponent that clearly just beat me, in my opinion, started walking out of the ring like that. You know, I thought it was a little salt in the wounds for Tito Ortiz on this last fight. So, yeah, really not down with what Forrest did. Happy trails to Tito Ortiz. I thought he gave it his all. And if you thought he won, can't hate on that. And now let's move on to that Kung Lee Patrick Cote middleweight match. And goddamn, Patrick Cote, you know, you couldn't beat a gas Kung Lee. Shit, you know, I picked Kung Lee to win. I thought that he was going to win the first 2 rounds of these just with his heavy usage of kicks, which he did. But in the 3rd round, I expected him to falter more than he did. However, he was pressing forward with some takedowns and getting him tired. Kung Lee out-wrestling Patrick Cote in the 3rd round. Not a good look for Patrick Cote at all. I'm pretty sure you should get cut after this because 40-year-old man Kung Lee just beat you after you were given a shot. After, you know, just having 4 fights outside the UFC, you know, you're supposed to come in here and steamroll Kung Lee. Most people thought, you know, Patrick Cote was a favorite. However, I thought Kung Lee would just be able to keep Patrick Cote at bay because I don't think Patrick Cote is that good of a striker. He does have a heavy right hand. However, his kicks aren't great. Technically, I don't think he's very sound. He just doesn't put shit together well. He is kind of obvious that right hand is pretty tall graft. I'm pretty sure he wasn't going to pull another Scott Smith, so you know, I'll just look for Kung Lee to just avoid that shit and just keep him at bay over the course of 3, which is for the most part what he did. Plus those takedowns in round 3, so solid win for Kung Lee. What's next for him? He still wants to fight, you know, him versus maybe Brian Stan. I wouldn't mind at middleweight. I don't know, put him up against some striker. Alessio Sakara makes sense in my opinion. Yeah, I think that could headline, I mean, not headline, co-headline a free card. I think that would work in a future card in San Jose, not the upcoming one. As for Patrick Cote, he deserves to be cut. You know, I don't know, he's had his 2nd shot in UFC and, you know, he just did not look good whatsoever. Did not take any round decisively. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of people in the middleweight division who are still there in the UFC with at least a couple of appearances that Patrick Cote beats, and no one's just coming to my head right now. So yeah, I think he should just go. He's regional level stuff in my opinion. No offense to the guy. But now let's move on to the welterweight division. Kim Dong-yeon versus Demian Maia, and I picked Kim because I thought he's more athletic. Definitely still is more athletic. Definitely is stronger in my opinion. It just, Demian Maia was just so eager to get this thing to the ground, and upon trying to keep it on the feet, you know, Kim, you know, broke something on the way down and got TKO'd by Demian Maia. So yeah, not a good look for Kim. Demian Maia, what a way to make a welterweight debut. You know, Kim's definitely a tough ass fight. You know, he's a strong dude. He knows how to keep it on the feet. Luckily for Demian Maia, you know, he broke something. However, even if he didn't, Maia, being as persistent as he is and as skilled as he is, knows how to get someone down in a clinch position, even a judoka like DHK. So yeah, Demian Maia is that dude. You know, he kind of ragdoll Chael Sonnen, and you know, Chael Sonnen's still a big middleweight. So yeah, Demian Maia is crazy. Look for him to do some big things in the welterweight division. Let's hope he cracks the top 10. I like Demian Maia. I like his really aggressive style of jiu-jitsu when he does use it. So yeah, I want to see what he can do. And also a nice win for Chad Money Mendes over Cody McKenzie. You know, basically caught a kick and threw a jab to the chest and finished with more punches for the win in like 30 seconds. Yeah, I don't think I need to break this down any longer. Cody McKenzie really only has guillotines, not really great anywhere else, including absorbing punishment. Yeah, it's why he lost via TKO in 30 seconds against Chad Mendes. Not a good look. I'm not saying Chad Mendes shouldn't have won this fight. Chad Mendes is definitely, a favorite amongst any featherweight except for Jose Aldo. But yeah, for him to win so quickly against anyone, it's just kind of surprising because it is Chad Mendes. But guess it doesn't shock me that much. It is Cody McKenzie who just lost. What's next for Chad Mendes? Maybe another title run. We'll see. He definitely does get creamed by Aldo again. As for Cody McKenzie, keep him around. People like that guillotine. And lastly on the main card, Mike Easton versus Ivan Menjivar. Guys, Menjivar did not look as dynamic as he normally does. I'm not sure if it's age. I know he's only 30. However, he has a lot of MMA years on him. He was just afraid to pull the trigger. Maybe it's because Mike Easton's presence. I don't know. He was just stalking Ivan Menjivar for the most part. Just landing combinations when he could, not trying to be Dominic Cruz-esque by sticking on the outside. Just pursuing the smaller Menjivar and just hitting him with power shots and just controlling the guy on the feet. So nice looking win for Mike Easton. I don't know what else to say. What's next for him? Brad Pickett would be a nice fight. As for Ivan Menjivar, I don't know. He has to go back to the drawing board. I want to see more exciting Ivan Menjivar because when he is, that's pretty much where he usually puts himself in the best position to win. Usually in brawls where he is like throwing his heart out. However, not exactly getting sloppy yet. Looks slightly technical and he hits hard as hell. I expected that Ivan Menjivar in this fight. I expected that to win. However, again, we just didn't see it. So that's why we saw Mike Easton do what he did. Now let's run through the preliminary card really fast. Melvin Guillard versus Fabricio Camoes. Melvin showed that he, showed some resilience on the ground in terms of not getting submitted, not freaking out and shit. He should have finished Camoes. However, he didn't. Whatever, Guillard still somewhat relevant in lightweight division. Hopefully he gets a better fight in the near future, although this was definitely not a statement whatsoever. Decent win. Next up, Habib Nurmagomedov versus Gleison Tibau. Now, I expected Gleison Tibau to come out there and get takedowns and just put Habib on his back. We saw Kamal Shalrus be able to do it at one point in that fight. Thought Tibau would be all over that. However, Tibau felt like sprawling, brawling, and his unaggression, or lack of aggression, just lost in the fight. Although I still picked him, I still thought he would have won in terms of what I saw. I thought the judges were going to give it to him because of his counterpunching. He's able to pick away at Habib. However, Habib with lack of damage, but that aggression alone just wanted him to fight. Looks sloppy as hell. He definitely has some things to work on. I want to see what he can do against a solid wrestler who will actually wrestle him for a better part of 2 or 3 rounds. I want to see how offensive he is. I thought Gleison was that guy, but Gleison felt like fighting the way he did, although I thought that was good enough to win. Anyway, let's move on. Middleweight bout between Costa Philippou and Ricky Fukuda. Fukuda really not that successful at getting this to the ground at all. Philippou has good hips, and he's being able to just move laterally, just created problems for Fukuda. He was able to land combinations here and there. Got that got the nasty eye poke in round 3. Not cool. He was able to, recover somewhat and just throw bombs towards the end of that round. Yeah, pretty exciting fight. Costa Philippou, he might be a force at the middleweight division. Who knows who he faces next? I look forward to what I see from him in the future. I think he's improving. Fukuda is definitely a tough opponent. And for, Philippou to keep it on the feet the whole time, rather impressive. Fukuda is a good wrestler, and Fukuda did try wrestling in this match. So, nice win for Philippou. I don't know what's next for Fukuda, though, but he's still a solid middleweight. Next up, Shane Roller versus John Alessio. John Alessio didn't feel like grabbing legs by the clinch and just felt like separating here and there. He might have made this fight close. However, he didn't. Shane Roller, he engaged with Shane Roller in a grappling match and lost. It just makes sense. Roller's just going to out-wrestle him. Sucks. Alessio does have talent, and he was pissed off at the end, but he should be pissed off at himself because he fought a stupid fight. Fought a wrestling match with a wrestler. So, yeah, Shane Roller for the win. Next up, Rafael Oliveira versus Yoslani Izquierdo. all I can say is that if Izquierdo had, you know, wrestling, he's an interesting prospect. Oliveira, the tractor for the win. And there it is, guys. I think that about does it for my UFC 148 Silva versus Sonnen 2 reaction / review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm tired as hell, so I'm going to go to bed. I think I'm going to upload my Munoz versus Weidman picks as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this event and this video. And thanks for the support once again. Deuces for all my supporters, boosts for all my haters, and take care.